Hello learners, welcome to Odisha State Open University, Sambalpur. This is the second part of OSI reference model or OSI model. In the previous video, we discussed about what is OSI reference model, where do we need it, what are the other model available for data transmission and different layers of OSI model. That is physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer and application layer. So those who have not seen the previous video lecture, then please click the link given below and see the complete video so that it can help you to understand the second part. In the first part, we talk about only the first three layers of OSI model, that is application layer, presentation layer and session layer, which is also called upper layer or software layer because it works with the software and data. So let's recap the first three layers and then we will talk about the rest layer. So application layer, it is responsible for providing networking services to the user. It also known as desktop layer. Here protocols are identified and selected based on their use. Like if we are doing file transfer, then FTP or TFTP protocol are used. In case of FTP protocol, we use port number 21, whereas in TFTP protocol, port number 69 is used. Similarly, for web browsing service, HTTP and HTTPS protocol are used, where port number 80 are used for such service. And if it is an email service, then we use SMTP and POP3 protocols using port number 25. Identification of service is done using port numbers. So ports are the entry and exit point to the layer. Like total number of ports available are 66,535, out of which 0 to 1023 ports are reserved and rest are open client ports from 1024 to 65,535 are used for these services. Then data moves to presentation layer. It is responsible for converting data into standard format which can be understandable by all systems like ASCII, JPEG, MPEG, BMP, WAV, MP3. These are the system dependent files. So it is being encoded or decoded into binary format, which is called translation. Other than this, presentation layer also perform compression or decompression and data encryption and decryption, etc. And then data moves to session layer. Session layer is responsible for establishing, maintaining and terminating sessions. The basic function of session layer is dialog control and synchronization, and then the data moved to transport layer. So this is what all about the first video lecture. So now we shall start the rest part of this OSI reference model, that is transport layer, network layer, data link layer and physical layer. So let's start with the transport layer. So transport layer is the fourth layer of OSI model. This layer deals with coordination of data transfer between end system and host. How much data to send, at what rate, where it goes, etc. This layer is responsible for end-to-end connectivity. It is also called heart of OSI model or heart of OSI layer. It provides different functionalities like segmentation and data transportation. In data segmentation, on sender computer, data received from upper layer is divided into small pieces or data units before transmission. Each piece is also known as segment, and the process of breaking data into small pieces is known as segmentation. Each segment contains the source and destination port number and a sequence number. Every number helps to redirect all segments to correct application, and the sequence number helps to join all segments back in data stream. On receiving computer, it joins all segments back in data stream. So the upper layer receives data in the exactly same format in which it was sent. Then data transportation. This layer establishes a logical connection between sending system and receiving system and use that connection to provide end-to-end data transportation. For data transportation, it mainly uses two protocols, that is Transportation Control Protocol or TCP and UDP protocol or User Datagram Protocol. Other than this, it also performs service identification, multiplexing and demultiplexing, sequencing and reassembling, error correction and flow control are some other operations that is being performed by transportation layer. Then these segments are moved to next layer, that is network layer. Network layer is the fifth layer of OSI model. This layer takes data segment from transport layer and add source and destination logical address or IP address to it. Once logical address and other related information are added in segments, it becomes packet. This layer also decides whether the packet is intended for local system or remote system. If packet is intended for remote system, this layer specifies the standards for devices and protocols which are used to move data packets between different networks. Defining logical address and finding the best path to reach the destination are the main function of this layer, including routing through different routers. Router is an example of network layer device. This layer is responsible for providing best path for data to reach the destination. Logical addressing is also performed by this layer. And finally, it forwards the data packet to data link layer for MAC addressing. The data link layer is the sixth layer of OSI model. This layer defines how networking component access the media and what transmission method they use, and also handles error correction from the physical layer. The data link layer provides node-to-node data transfer between two directly connected nodes. It also defines the protocol to establish and terminate a connection between two physically connected devices. It also defines the protocol for flow control between them. This layer has two sublayers, that is media access control or MAC and logical link control or LLC. So media access control defines how the data packets are placed in media. It also provides physical addressing or MAC addressing. MAC address is used to uniquely identify a host in local network. This layer adds the MAC address or physical address of sender and receiver to the data packets and form frame. MAC address is the 12-digit alphanumeric numbers embedded in NIC card or network interface card of all computer by manufacturer. which is unique for every individual computer, and it helps to identify the actual system. Defining physical address, finding host in local network, specifying standards and methods to access the media are the primary function of this layer. So switch, bridge and NIC card works in this layer. And finally, at the bottom of our OSI model, we have physical layer where data frame is moved, which is the last or seventh layer of OSI model, which represents the electrical and physical representation of the system, which includes type of cable used in connecting the device, or we can say cable types, patterns of pin used in both side of cable or layout of pins, type of interface card used in networking device, type of connector used to connect the cable with network interface. All these things are represented by physical layer. On sending computer, this layer converts the digital signals, which is a sequence of 0 and 1s that received from data link layer, in analog signal and loads them in physical media. On receiving computer, it picks analog signals from media and converts them in digital signals and transfer them to data link layer for further processing. These analog signal can be an electrical signal in case of copper cable or LAN cable. It could be light signal in case of optical fiber and radio signal in case of air or Wi-Fi. So the signal generated by physical layer depends on the type of media used to connect two devices. So this signal is received by the physical layer or receiver system and again converted to digital signal and forwarded to data link layer. In the same manner, in the receiver system, the data packets, or we can say the frames, is moved back to the network layer, then transport layer, then session layer, presentation layer and application layer, and finally the data is being received by the receiver computer. So this is all about OSI reference model and all its layer. Thank you.